My dad is Cantonese. So that explains it. And this light meals, comfort food all comes to being. And of course, the other most interesting thing that I want to tell is when we reach puberty, right? We have to drink what my husband will call period soup.
Okay. Because I know you're married to someone from a foreign culture. I didn't know that he was from Austria. So he's Austrian.
Yes.
So you didn't change in any way for him. He changed for you.
No, he didn't change. We didn't change.
Why, hello there, food lovers, and welcome to The Hungry Immigrant, the place where flavors cross borders and cultures unite. I'm your host, Abang Brian, coming to you with stories, secrets, and the irresistible charm of Asian cuisine and heritage. Each week, we'll journey into the heart of what makes food more than just a meal. We'll talk to chefs, celebrities, home cooks, and food enthusiasts who have brought their heritage to our tables. From the bustling streets of Kuala Lumpur to the vibrant markets of Manila and Seoul to the Chinatowns of New York, Paris, and Toronto, we're exploring the magic of food that connects us all. So join us as we delve into the rich tapestry of Asian food culture and heritage, celebrating the traditions and innovations that make our culinary world so diverse and exciting. Now, get ready as today's episode promises to be a flavorful journey.
Welcome to another episode of The Hungry Immigrant with me, Abang Brian. And this time around, I have a very interesting guest. I have had the privilege of not only working with her, I think she knew me as a student as well, when I used to cause trouble, both when I was working here and also as a student. We have Ms.Ming Ho, who started off as a manager and then a general manager, and now she's a senior general manager of the Cordon Bleu Malaysia. Welcome to The Hungry Immigrant. How are you?
Thank you, Brian. Abang Brian. I know you as Brian first. I know, Abang Brian with all the little kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all your shows and so on. I'm good and I'm so happy with your progress. From, I know you have a degree, you changed your career.
Yeah.
But after that, you're passionate with your cooking and came to the school, met with other chefs like Nick Holm and so on and so forth, did things together. And you did 2 programs. And eventually you did your master's and now PhD.
Yeah. But enough about me. This show is about you. If you don't know Le Cordon Bleu, we've been around since 1895. It's the oldest cooking institution in the world. I think everyone in the culinary world know what Le Cordon Bleu is. It's a representation of French cooking excellence. That's the easiest way to put it. But Ms.Ming Ho, who is Ms.Ming Ho?
Well, I grew up in a very traditional Chinese family. I'm the first generation. But my father is from China. Yeah, and my mom is from Malaysia. So I'm actually the first generation here.
Right.
And from a very young age, my dad has been exposing us to food. He came to Malaysia way back to find a better living, and he landed himself in a goldsmith jewelry shop. And in this goldsmith shop, where he sells all gems and gold, he has a workshop upstairs, okay? And traditionally, they will hire a chef, a resident chef that cooks meals, lunch and dinner for the staff.
How nice.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
It's unheard of, right? So over the weekends, where there's no staff, instead of wasting the food since they pay for the chef, we often go to the goldsmith shop and have lunch on Sundays. That's where I tasted a lot of home cooked comfort food. My mom cooks every day. Okay, she's a housewife. She cooks every day. And that time when we were below 10 years old and so on, there were very few restaurants where we didn't go to.
Right. So the person that your father hired to cook was your mom?
No.
No. So you had this person cooking, and where was the person from?
Local.
A local Malaysian. And then you had your mom also who cooks a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm exposed to food in my own home cook and also in my father's workplace. And he takes us out as well because, he makes with people who buy jewelry business. So one of the first restaurants that was open is actually Tai Tu. Okay, that was in B Road. I remember at the tender age of 8, we went there, posh Chinese restaurant. I had the first taste of a Western drink. The champagne that time was baby champ.
So your first exposure to French champagne was in a Chinese restaurant in Malaysia.
Correct.
Wow.
And of course, the traditional style of cooking, the dishes are like the scrambled egg shark fin sister. That's
Like a shark fin soup with...
shark fin soup is one of them. Suckling pig. These are the basic dishes that I can remember clearly that it still sits until today.
Were these like typical Chinese restaurants with like the red cloth kind of table?
I mean, but it was very classy because Taiwan is it's something that is very famous and expensive in the aircon room. Okay, that was very prestigious. Then he always take us to side lanes. All right, Sultan Street. Behind there's a hawker, and he does fabulous steamed minced pork. All right, with water chestnut and also cuttlefish. Aha, this is fabulous. You can't find that anywhere, many places now. And we have a few restaurants who does that, yeah. And I can remember from my taste bud what my mom makes, what this Tai Chao restaurant we call it makes. And
So Tai Shao translates literally to big fire, big wok, right? It's very significant both in Malaysian Chinese and Chinese cooking. Wok cooking is about, when you say wok hei is, how do you translate wok hei in English?
wok heat.
The wok heat, you can taste the heat. Literally, we say like we can taste the heat of it, and it's like because of the fire that you use. Sometimes they use charcoal, sometimes they use gas, but it's a really big fire. When I say big, you can see it, right? And that actually creates like some sort of almost a smoky kind of
The
taste.
artifact and the unami,
Yeah.
that we call it unami now, we call it wok hei then. So all this I was exposed, and also remembered my dad, although he's very Chinese, he believes that the next generation and the world progresses, with the Western economy. That's why he never sent us to any Chinese medium school, English medium school. So when the first 5-star hotel is built, the Hilton of KL, we are the first one to enter the whole hotel. He bring us to walk around into the paddock that time, aviary where we see the all-day dining and the grill. He didn't have that kind of money, all right, to give us a treat, but he walked us through this kind of places, and that stays in my memory until today.
I am generally very relaxed when I talk to someone, and I think I don't want to say this because other people hate me for saying this, but when I'm really interested, I actually move forward. And the reason why I move forward listening to you is because I only know her, honestly, like as first someone I look up to, right? Because I was a student. And then as a colleague in the hierarchy, I was just a chef, right? Who was teaching here, and she is in charge of admin. So she's kind of my boss in a way. But she always make people feel like we're just colleagues and whatever not. And so I know her as that. And it's a French culture thing. It's an Asian culture thing. We don't pry, like, what's your life? And this is my first opportunity to actually understand that. And what I get from that is like, I'm having an aha moment to understanding who you are as a person. I'm like, okay, so this explains why she has such... This story tells me like, oh, now I know why she has so much good taste in, for example, jewelry, or the way she dresses, or like she has this taste for fine dining. I'm like, what is this Chinese lady who is, when you meet her, besides her hair, it's not, other than that, when she talks, we sound so Asian, we so Chinese Malaysian, right? And like, she's like so in tune with the Western flavors and international flavors, and she's got this kind of in Malaysia, like a different kind of, and it makes a lot of sense now that you're telling me your childhood.
And of course, during our dinner days, when mom cooks, every dinner meal, there's always a soup of some kind, okay? A herbal soup, or what I call tan tong, bo tong, or guan tong. Okay, guan tong is the simplest way. I mean, it's with vegetables. It could be an egg omelette with water and then ginger. That's about it. Or guan tong will be with vegetable and easy to cook stuff like fish or jiu slice.
Okay,
Yeah?
which is
so it's fast. Yeah, so tan tong, bo tong takes longer hours because the herbs need to permeate, the meat needs to tenderize and so on. If it's a rib soup, we will do that. So every day we will have soup, Cantonese style.
Okay.
Although my mom is Hakka, yeah.
You're Hakka too. Okay, right.
Half of my dad is Cantonese.
Right.
So that explains it. And this light meals, comfort food all comes to being. And of course, the other most interesting thing that I want to tell is when we reach puberty, right? We have to drink what my husband will call period soup.
Ms.Ming Ho, our podcast is targeted at international audience, you have to explain this or I can't air this podcast. What is period soup?
Okay. So, in our Asian society, okay, when we reach puberty, that means when we menstruate, all right, we lose a lot of blood. Okay, so to replenish, to make us, better, to recuperate, mom always give us a broth, okay?
Okay.
And the herb that's normally used is called tong guai.
Okay.
It's a very heaty soup, okay? Because they feel that when we menstruate, we will lose a lot of cool air. Those we
It's
need
about
to-
vitality, right?
Yes,
Restoring the
vitality. We need to have the heat back. Okay, tong guai is a very heaty herb, very fragrant. I love to smell it, and it will just be pure tong guai gabble boy, or you can put a piece of chicken there, and then we'll drink it every time. All right, the less expensive version of this period soup is called bak zhan.
Bak zhan. Okay, I know this one because like my mom made me buy it for her and my sister before, and like it turns out to be like a dark kind of soup that you drink.
So it's a bit bitter.
It's a herbal thing.
But both herbal. The tong guai, it's very distinctive taste, very nice. Yeah, it's a quiet taste. The bak zhan is worse. It's just like a very hard to drink type soup. But I did it all. All right, and that grew my likeness into Chinese herbal soup, Chinese tradition medicine. And I believe in that. So I continue. What my mom did. Even when I got married, I will do my own soup in a pot overnight and buy this kind of herb. It's going to give me energy. This one is going to strengthen my kidney.
So to put this in context again, the herbs, when we talk about herbs, it can be a lot of mixture. Usually it's roots of different plants that is dried, and there is a lot of Chinese medicine that's based around it. Bark also. There are so many elements of a plant they use. I think I read somewhere actually there's a research on Chinese cooking and how it's
Based on yin and yang, like what Ming was talking about is the heat and the cold. Like you believe that the body can be cold, it can be heaty because of certain food, and that's the yin and yang behind Chinese cuisine. And I for some time, growing up, I believe in Western medicine, but I also believe that there is space for traditional medicine as well. But tong guai is, when you said it, I remember tong guai. It's not only consumed just for ladies. You can also use in normal soups. But we always say that you have to be careful for men because you don't lose all those blood. And in general, men's body are more warm. So if you put too much warmth, something will happen. And I kid you not, till today, if I take anything that has a slight bit of tong guai, my nose will bleed.
Oh,
Like while I'm eating, I will. What is this? This happened to me once because I was doing like herbal chicken, and I think sometimes in Malaysia you get like pre-packed kind of herbs, right? So it's a pre-packed herbal chicken mix. So I was one of those people. I admitted, even though I was a chef, and there was tong guai in there, and I didn't know, and I started bleeding, and my father had nose cancer, so I panicked. So can you imagine the thing that was going through my mind? And then like, when I went to see this Chinese sensei, right, and he was saying like, "What did you drink?" And I'm like, "This thing," right? And it's like, "Oh, this is tong guai in it." And I think you look like a warm person. I was like, "I look like a warm person?"
yeah, fuck.
Of course, I'm caliente, but yeah. So I think there's a lot of truth in that, and there's a lot of.
So that's the thing, with herbs. So I like the Chinese herbs. And I say tong guai is not just only used for soups, like for this kind of purposes. Bagel chicken, one of the very traditional dish. Chicken cooked in clay, all right, wrapped in clay and cooked in fire and all that, has tong guai, all right? So you have to be careful also.
But coming back to the beggar's chicken, I think please watch the YouTube video. People will be like, beggar's chicken, clay. Okay, guys, it's a little bit like, how you cook fish with like the salmon crust. Salmon with a salt crust. Instead of salt crust, it's a clay, right? Yeah. But of course, we wrap it with like baking paper, cooking paper. It is hygienic. And why it's called the beggar's chicken? Why do we call it?
It's cooked from the ground.
Oh, we cook it in the ground.
Yeah.
But I kid you not, you need to try this beggar's chicken. It's very aromatic and it's
tender, soft.
We're talking about this with another chef where we see the similarities of different cuisines actually. And cooking in the ground is something like cooking inside what do you call
earth.
The earth, right?
We're connecting with the earth, where we derive from, our ashes are going to go back to the earth, right? That's a good area for the
Yeah. Okay.
And so that's the Chinese exposure. And that continues to another chapter and one of my favorite heritage cuisine, that's the pregnancy part of the ladies. All right. I love ginger.
Right.
Okay, so ginger is more like, because I have a very cold body. Okay, and take a lot of heat. Yeah, so ginger somehow cools me down. Balances my illness because it's heaty. And I love all the 坐月 food. 坐月 means when a lady gives birth, all right, there's a period of time, 30 days, that she needs to eat certain kind of food recipes, okay? So that because she's opened the air in after she gave birth, so the Chinese believes that we need to get rid of the air, okay? There are a few things that I like, and although I haven't given birth before, I just continue to eat it. And all these recipes have ginger in it.
Yeah.
You know, that's my favorite. Of course, it's the Wong Zhao Gai.
Yes.
All right, the Wong Zhao Gai meaning it's a fermented rice wine. You cook it with chicken, all right, and lots of ginger.
So ginger.
Okay, and also one of the other thing is a ginger omelette soup.
Oh, I didn't.
That's one. There's a quick one, quick fix. Okay. You just fry the ginger first, sesame oil. All right, that's all for pregnancy. And sesame oil. So can you imagine the aroma of ginger and the sesame? Then you put the eggs inside, and then when it's already ready, you just pour a broth. You can pour a broth, or you can pour just water inside, you know, and then that's a soup. Yeah, quick fix if you have a lot of coldness. So the Wang Zhao Gai is my favorite.
Yeah.
All right, and this one, and the other one, which is also my favorite.
Was it chi gyok cho?
Yes, the Xin Chi Gyok Cho
It's black vinegar,
with trotter.
trotters,
They
pig
pop-
trotters, yeah.
Especially the trotter itself,
Yeah.
not just the knuckle, and that's the collagen part, and then with the egg and so on. So, and it's black vinegar.
Yeah.
All right, so all this mixture somehow is so exquisite for me, and I just love to eat it an everyday thing. And my husband, who is Austrian, acquires the taste of eating this black vinegar trotter
Yeah.
dish.
Right, right. So that was my other question, because I know you're married to someone from a foreign culture. I didn't know that he was from Austria. So he's Austrian, which is all about schnitzel and
Apple
apple yeah, and then like pretzels, right?
a lot of pastries and food is very close to what the Germans are cooking.
So you didn't change in any way for him. He changed for you.
No,
He
no,
absorbed
we didn't
culture.
change. We didn't change. We adopted each other's food culture in a way. Okay, I love innards, kidney, liver, intestine.
Okay.
I know the generation now don't even eat it. Yeah, if it's cleaned properly, all right. If it's done properly, it's fabulous. So the Wang Zhao Kai can actually put in, instead of chicken, the kidney, the liver, even intestine. So not overcooked. So that's wonderful, right?
Yeah. If anyone is giving us a making a face, I want to invite you to go Google what is pate made of. I want to invite you to find out what foie gras is. It's all innards, right? And truly, I think as a chef, the essence of this is not just that it is something that you enjoy, but it's also the intention behind the food, right? And I think one of the biggest thing that we see behind Asian food is there's no waste.
So some look at this very passion kind of food because nobody buys it. There's no value. Everybody wants to buy different things. So the Chinese buy all this in just to do different things. Okay. I was even taught by my mom how to clean the stomach of pig. Yeah. So that we can do pepper, pig soup, and the lung. All right.
Or the last
Lung as well. How she will have to get the air out to clean. You know, you use also papaya leaves to clean the stomach, yeah, and the lung. All right, and then we boil soup, yeah. It's all soup boiling. So after I got married, and for the information of the audience out there, my husband is a chef by profession. Since the age of 14, he left his home in Graz, yeah, in Austria, and went to the city of Vienna, got an apprenticeship. And he has been a chef ever since, very international person. He went to more than 110 countries, yep, and he's proficient in cooking any type of food.
Yeah.
So after we got married,
Okay.
I did my usual practice, right?
Yeah.
I will buy
the herbs for pachan.
Peanuts.
In
Okay. Liver soup is good to replenish also after my period.
Yeah.
So I buy liver and he says, what you use for? I say, for my period, after period soup. Oh, no, such a waste. You know what he did? He cooked a liver main dish, Austrian main dish from there.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Of course, liver we can pan fry. The Chinese was nice. So he did an Austrian dish with roasted potatoes and liver. It was a main dish. So I said, oh my goodness, this can be our dinner, instead of just soup. So there's things in common. I eat innards, he eat innards. You're asking me to buy kidney home. Again, from the kidney, he did a beautiful main course meal. All right, instead of just pan fried, I have a real kidney done. Also pan fried, but with certain things. Of course, potatoes is one of the things. And also, kidney. And the other one also, the lung. The lung.
Oh, I didn't know they add lungs.
Yeah, they also eat lung. So he also did a lung dish. The other thing which I always buy home for my soup, the brain, the pig's brain. I always have a double boiled pig's brain with ginseng because I believe that my mom says the more you drink the pig's brain, the more intelligent you become.
Well, that is, I don't know whether you become more intelligent, but I know that the pig is one of, actually, I mean, a lot of people don't know this, but the pig is very intelligent, one of the most intelligent.
So the Chinese believe that whatever parts we eat, we will strengthen that part. If you take the liver, strengthen our liver, takes the brain, all this. And the brain, to my surprise, my husband made a very, very nice dish, which is just like a pate.
Right, yeah.
Okay, served with bread. So all these exchanges, I was amazed. I didn't know the Western world. I thought you just cook beef, to my experience. And that's it.
But to this end, yes, we share a lot of similarities. And I think when we talk about traditional Chinese cooking, where, I was talking about the yin and yang, yes, we still eat it for those purposes. But I also feel that, I don't know whether it's correct or wrong. I stand corrected. But I do believe that the way of preparation does affect whether the thing is still hot or cold. Like when I say the food item represents the hot element or cold element, I feel that, let's say, for example, if you take a cold element that's supposed to cool your body down and you take it and fry, it's going to become a hot element. But before we go any further, I just want to remind the audience that we are shooting at the kitchens in the Cordon Bleu Malaysia. So thank you very much for allowing me to come back. This is so much nostalgia to the classrooms. So if you hear noise, it may be the dishwashers, it may be the students in the hall. My students, I always tell them not to be too noisy.
Culinary.
But it's a culinary school. So if you hear the noise, please excuse us. But sorry, but not so sorry. Yeah, I'm back home, This is the question that I always wanted to ask you ever since I met you, right?
Okay.
So I know that Ms.Ming Ho, I just call her Ming, she is the master taster.
No.
She is always invited to judge and taste stuff. So when we do examinations in the Cordon Bleu, we want to have an impartial person who is not part of the culinary team to be the judge of tasting. And so she's tasted everyone's dish who has come through these doors. I've always seen her eating a lot and tasting and, giving her opinions about things. But I don't actually know. Do you actually cook?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Okay, how did I learn my cooking?
Yeah.
I actually never cooked in my school days because my mom always cooked. Trust me, my mom will never let us use the kitchen. It's hers, all right? So she's happy to cook for us and we eat. So it's only when I got married, I moved out the house, then, we start cooking. Then I say, my husband is a chef, no?
Yeah, that's it. She has no need to cook. And then now she runs a culinary institution, surrounded by chefs all the time, good food all the time. And you go to the best food events. So I'm like, do you cook?
No, I do.
What do you see?
What happened was, there's two of us only at home. So he will always cook his Western style. He doesn't know whether I can cook or not. And then he says, your turn to prepare the meal. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I always do a lot of Chinese. Yeah, this is the fastest. I work. So I come back from work, a good steamed fish with rice and sauté vegetables is a quick fix, And to my surprise, my chef husband loves it, It's plain, simple. But he eats a lot of chili, like the Versailles chili, with soy sauce, and we'll just pour the whole dish on this rice plate as if to flavor the rice, then plus the other side dishes that we do. So sometimes other quick fix, I do a lot of saute, like I said, steaming, which is the fastest. He taught me a few things, obviously. When I see him cook, I master the art of making a penne rigate. I don't make the pasta myself, but I prepare everything from scratch. With raw tomatoes, make the sauce from scratch. Sometimes he will tell me, this is bad. Why? Because there's no love in it. So cooking is love.
So what is the taste of love?
Different. You can taste, the work involved in it. From the sauces, I can tell the difference. If I do a sloppy job, the sauce tastes very different. There's no energy, there's no love there. You can taste the food. Yeah. If I really put in the effort, and he will say, this penny is very good. And I know why. Because there's lots more care and effort put into it. From scratch. So this is a clear example that although we can cook, the difference between a different cooking of the chefs is how much attention, focus, and that love part, the passion part involved in it. You just can cook because it's a job and it comes off crap. I can tell you that. Although you follow the recipes, you find there's no love. We have gone through restaurants where the chef started with a lot of passion in his cooking, and now we can sense that he's just doing out of money, maybe, and that's it, because everybody comes, So we can see there's no passion. So that's important.
I mean, even at home, having these two cultures, do you see like a fusion of food? Does it make sense?
I don't like fusion. Never fusion.
That is my next question.
Never fusion.
Whoops, did we just run out of time? And wait, fusion food never? That's a strong statement. Next week, we are diving deeper into why Ming feels that way and why authenticity means so much for her. Is fusion food really a compromise, or is there more to this story? Trust me, you don't want to miss part 2 of this amazing conversation. We'll be exploring Ming's thoughts on culinary education, the importance of preserving food traditions, and how Le Cordon Bleu is shaping the chefs of tomorrow. So mark your calendars, and until then, terima kasih and thank you for joining us on yet another episode of The Hungry Immigrant. It's been a delightful feast of stories and flavors that remind us just how much food brings us together. Now, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform so you'll never miss an episode. And if you loved today's culinary journey, leave us a review and share the episode with your friends and family. Your support helps keep our traditions alive and our tables more diverse. Do follow us on Instagram at Hungry Immigrant and my personal account Abang Brian for behind-the-scenes looks and extra tidbits from each episode. We love to see how food inspires you, so do tag us in your next food adventure. I'm Abang Brian, reminding you to savor every bite and cherish every moment at the table. Until next time, keep your plates adventurous and your hearts open.